Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. RVB Shard here for a quick video for you guys. Um, Basically, I'm responding to a couple of comments that I've received. A couple of you guys have been asking why I haven't been making videos over the last few months, and cold sore. And that's pretty simple. The world has lost its fucking mind, and of course, my wheelhouse of videos and stuff was gaming content primarily, funny videos with my friends playing games, commentary and rants on stuff in the gaming industry, like games that were overhyped and were totally trash, or stupid shit that companies have been doing that affects the gaming scape. And it's just been the last few years especially, it seems like everybody's lost their fucking mind. Now, COVID's a thing. It's a pretty horrible fucking disease, or virus, sorry, which has affected hundreds of thousands of people and killed thousands, tens of thousands of people. And every single one of them is a travesty. Every single one of them is a death that shouldn't have happened. Because governments around the world basically dropped the fucking ball. And I say that from the perspective of someone who lives within the UK and has witnessed Bojo the fucking clown manage to cunt up everything. Luckily, we're able to mitigate some of that damage because in Scotland we have Nicola Sturgeon and the SNP. So we've got some control over our health system. Not perfect, but it's better than fucking the trash fire which is down south. And then of course you've got Donald Trump over in America, who's fucking everything up there. And then you've got other countries around the world who dropped the ball in preparation, who have all been warned that a pandemic was going to be the biggest threat to Western civilization, besides a nuclear war, or an asteroid. It was the big thing, and everybody was supposed to be prepping for it. And what turns out is a lot of these people were pocketing the money and not buying the fucking supplies. And as a result, we have the chaos that we now have, which is countries all over the world suffering from needless deaths, restrictions, lockdowns, quarantine measures, having to wear face masks everywhere you go, washing hands, that sort of stuff, constantly. I speak from experience as someone who has been shielding since February, because my partner is immunocompromised. So that's been fun. I've been locked in the house since February, and it is now August. So do the math yourself. So yeah, normally my wheelhouse is gaming stuff, and I don't see the fucking point anymore. To be entirely honest, the gaming space is just as ridiculous as the rest of the fucking world. It has went nuts. We have companies like EA and Activision who have obscenely, grossly overpaid CEOs who are making millions, millions in profit. Their companies are making millions in profit. Them themselves are making millions in profit, and yet they still fire their staff and leave people who have busted their ass to make them the profits that they have. They just get fucking kicked out in the street and expected just to deal with it. What sort of fucking bullshit is that? What fucking world? Why do we live like this? And it hurts my brain because, I was looking at the figures. Now, I'm looking at last year, or the year before, one of those, when Activision decided to do that mass firing. Activision Blizzard decided to fucking axe 600 or 800 people from their jobs. And that was the year that Bobby Kotick, the CEO of Activision Blizzard, walked away with 30 million. 30 million. On top of all the other stuff he gets, his stock options, his bonuses, all that other shit. 30 million is his salary. Now, we're talking about a dude who's a fucking billionaire. This fucker does not need any more money. And yet, he walks away with 30 million and 800 people lose their fucking jobs. He could have just not taken 10 million of that 30 million paycheck, and he could have paid all of their wages for a year, possibly plus. But no. We're talking about one individual that is that greedy that they are willing to sacrifice the livelihoods, futures, and security of 800 plus people. Because fuck them, right? They don't deserve to live. They don't deserve to have any financial security or safety or, access to food or, a roof over their head or lights or heat. Fuck them, right? And unfortunately, this is the world that we now live in. This has become grossly apparent. COVID, although for all the horrors it has brought, has shone a massive spotlight on just how corrupt the rest of the world is. Just how corrupt our governments are. And that's why I've not been making gaming content. Because at one time, all this shit was kept in the gaming industry. This corruption, the greed, the malpractice, the harsh working environments, the bullshit, the crunch, the grind, the crushing of everybody underneath so that the tiny percentage can get ahead. Which sadly sounds all too familiar when you think about it. That's us. COVID has shone a massive spotlight on this. That governments don't give a shit. Presidents, prime ministers, governments, politicians, they couldn't give a flying fuck about you or me. They couldn't care about people who are about to be mass evicted from their homes because they can't pay their rent due to an pandemic that has kept people away from their jobs, locked in their houses, afraid of going out and meeting one another in case, they die. But they're all going to be mass evicted. They're all going to lose their homes. People who have lost their jobs. People who have been told, there'll be a job waiting for you when you come back. Well, they're fuck. Companies aren't willing to keep these people on and pay them when they don't have to. And again, it's what our government now is. It's what our governments now are. We're getting to see the ugly side of politics now and what happens when there's a crisis, when they're not prepared, when they're panicking, when they're freaking out, when they're stuck in a bad place. And then we see it. They look out for themselves. I hate to say it, but we're in a pandemic. We're in the worst situation we've been in 100 years. Minus wars and things like that. And where are our politicians? I know in the US they're on holiday. I know down south in England, in Westminster, the heart of the UK government, they're on holiday. And a whole bunch of them have come to fucking Scotland for holiday. It says quite a lot when especially the Westminster government hates Scotland. They call us all scroungers and benefit cheats and scroungers and the worst kind of people, and yet when the shit hits the fan, they bail over the border and hide here because we have less cases, we have less deaths. In fact, we've not had deaths in the time of recording this in about 16 days. We've not had any deaths from COVID-19, and that's because our government is in control of our health service. But we can't fund it ourselves because we have to wait on the money that Westminster decides to give us. It's utter bullshit. They're looking out for themselves. All of these politicians, whether they're US based, European, UK, it doesn't fucking matter. The end of the day, whether they be a company CEO, whether they be a executive officer, whether they be a politician or a government minister or a president or whatever, they're all looking out for themselves. and they don't fucking care how many of us die, how many of us lose our homes, how many of us suffer horrendous health conditions from this, even if you've got it and recovered. They don't care. So yeah, that's why I've not been making videos. Why the fuck would I want to talk about this? Why the fuck would I want to remind myself of the bullshit state of affairs that we live in? And I know that sounds really stupid. Seems really petulant and really childlike that I should just want to ignore this. I have enough shit on my plate. We all do. Every last one of us has problems. Every last one of us has health conditions or family problems or personal problems or job problems. And it's just too much now to stop and look at the state of the world and realize how fucked we all are. And there's maybe only 10 or 20 people who are ever going to see this video. Who are ever going to see the mad ponderings of some random Scotch bloke from the middle of fucking nowhere, you know, yelling at his phone. There's very few people who are going to see this and who are going to agree with me or disagree with me or leave comment or whatever. I don't fucking care. And that's the reason I've not made videos, is because I don't want to have to face it. If there was an ability to just take a pill or something and hibernate until all this shit was over, I would. I would take it and I would be out of this fucking mess as quickly as possible, because it is horrendous. We're supposed to be first world. We're supposed to be the people who are out there helping others less fortunate than ourselves. We're the ones who are supposed to do for charity and help others and you know, give people the clothes off our back. You know, that's what I was always taught, you know, by my parents. If you have more than somebody who doesn't, you give them. You help those less fortunate. And unfortunately, politicians and those higher up who are in control of everything did not get that fucking memo. They could not give a shit. They could not care less. Doesn't affect them. Probably never will. So yeah, for those of you waiting for, you know, happy short or funny short or, you know, some Halo videos or something, sorry, it's not going to be happening anytime soon. First of all, I still don't have the forge for Halo, so I can't build my sets for any of the videos that I want to do. And I just literally don't have the energy. I don't fucking want to do it. So, there's that for you. Probably not what any of you were wanting to hear. Probably not any of you that are actually still fans of my stuff, who still watch my channel. And I know there's a few of you who go back and watch my old videos and comment on them and stuff, and it is appreciated. I enjoy the comments still to this day, but I just don't want to make videos right now. And until something changes, until we get out of this fucking mess and my mood vastly improves, I'm not going to be doing it. So, please, to all of you out there, take care. Look after yourselves. Take COVID seriously. Do not be one of these fucking assholes who wander about saying, I don't want to wear a mask, it's against my rights, or it's a muzzle, or I don't want to wear it in public. It's not for you, you fucking inadequate horseshit piece of human trash. It is for those that you could spread this to, who could die from it. So take 5 seconds to think about other human life other than your own, you selfish fuck. And other than that, look after yourself, guys. Stay safe. Don't let this get to you if you can avoid it. and hopefully 2021 will be less of a fucking trash fire. It couldn't get much worse, could it? Just waiting on that super volcano. Peace out.